Hello again guys, this is Isa from PrintStick and this is video number 2 on how to edit and create your very own planner in Keynote. Okay, so on the previous lesson we learned how to change all of the colors of all of these elements. We also saw that if you click on the plus sign up here and you go to the third icon, the shapes icon, you can start creating your very own shapes. So you would just select one and you can change the size, you can change the shape, you can change the color. And that is how you would start creating a planner from scratch, in case that's what you're doing. Just a quick reminder of how to do that. But so in this lesson we will move on and start editing the pages of the planner. So first I want to change the color of these pink covers and the stitches and also the tabs, but we're gonna start with the covers. So I'm gonna go back to the first page because I want my covers to look similar, if not exactly the same. So I will first copy this cover, go to my second page, which if you don't know how to navigate your pages, you literally just tap on each of these slides on the bar on the left side, and then that's gonna open each of the slides where you have your pages for your planner. So then since I copied that, tap on any gray area of the screen, so not on the planner, which you can still do, but it gets confusing. So just go to your gray area, which is above here, above the slide itself, and then tap and hold there and click on paste. And then you have this copied from the other first slide. So now that I have it here, as you can see, the size is slightly different, so I can just adjust that or adjust it to any size that I want. Since you're creating your own planner, you can create your own rules. So I think that for me that's gonna work. And now it's kind of like blocking everything that I had in my page. So to fix that, make sure that this shape is selected. Remember that to know if a shape is selected, you will be able to see these 8 dots around the image. I don't know if you can tell here, it's a little confusing, but they are 8 blue dots all around the image. So once that image is selected, tap on the paintbrush again, go to the arrange section, which is the third section at the top here. And then with this slider, you can change the order of where the shape is placed in relation to all the other shapes. As you can see, this is like all these little like lines that you see on the slider. That's how many shapes or how many levels or how many layers there are. Okay, if you go all the way to the right, that is the very top, that's the first layer that you will see, and all of the other layers are beneath that, so they are covered at the moment. If I slide it all the way to the left, then my shape went all the way to the bottom of the layers, so it's the very last layer and I can't see it because these pink covers and gray background are above my purple layer that I just had, so I cannot see it. So what we want to do right now is bring it up, but so that's the position that we want. As you can see, we can see it right behind the tabs, and that's what we do want. However, we do need to get rid of the pink layer that was there. So for that, instead of having it here where it is where I wanted, I'm just gonna bring it back one step. So bring it down one step, just slide once, and it's, I don't know if you can tell, but it's right behind the pink cover, and that's where I want it for now. So just get out of there. Now tap on that pink cover with the pink stitches, this one, and we don't need it anymore because we've replaced it with the purple one. So then tap again, click on delete. So that is one way of copying an element from one page and pasting it in the other page. And another way is, I'm gonna show you with the other part of the cover, which is this outer rectangle that forms the first cover. So I'm gonna tap on it and then click on copy. Then go back down here, tap on the gray area, click on paste. Okay, there I have it again. The size is slightly different, so you can fix that just by dragging these dots. I think that I have the right size now. However, this time I do not want to keep this actual shape. Rather, I want to change the color of the original pink cover that we have here already. So I'm just gonna zoom in a little bit. Let me go to the bottom here to find this edge. I'm gonna try and tap on it. I'm gonna move this out of the way, then I'm gonna tap on the pink cover, which it's selected. You can't really tell, but there is this one dot at the bottom right. I don't know if you can see it. That means it's selected. And if I zoom out, you can see that that's selected. Okay, so then I go to my paintbrush here, go to style, then where it says fill, you can see the color of the shape at the moment, so tap there. And as you saw in the previous lesson, if you go to where it says color and you have your color picker down here, so tap on that and then just put your finger or your pencil on the screen and drag it until you see this color, which is the new color of the new object that I just placed. So whenever you are on that color, just release your finger and then that color will be selected. All right, so now we can get rid of this new cover that I just pasted. I just wanted to copy its color, so I'm gonna tap on that shape and hit delete. There you go. Now in this occasion, you just changed the color of the shape that you already had. You did not add a new shape. Perfect. Now one more thing, the spiral, I think we also changed it here, so I'm gonna do the exact same thing. I'm gonna copy it, go down, tap on the gray area, click on paste, and the spiral is like a slightly different size because the proportions change if it's the main cover or if it's all the pages of the planner. However, when you go down here, nothing changes anymore. It's just the difference between this first cover and the first page of the planner. Just so you know, you don't have to like adjust all these shapes for every single page. So here again, you have two options. You can just try to resize this new spiral and place it in the correct position, which is pretty simple, like I got it right there. Or you could do the other method of using the color picker. But I think I'm happy with just, you know, this was a lot quicker. I just resized it and now I can see that it's covering the spiral that was there before. So now I just want to get rid of the first spiral. So for that, I'm just gonna send this new spiral back right behind the original purple spiral. So to do that, I tapped on my paintbrush, and since this is a group, you do not have all the options that you usually would have, like changing the colors, etc. Again, we saw in the previous lesson how to change the color of a group. You actually have to ungroup it all the way until it's divided by its individual elements that form this group, and after that you can change the color. But I don't want to complicate anything right now, so once I'm able to see my purple spiral, which is the spiral that was on this page and the one that I no longer want, then I can get out of there, tap on that pink spiral, and first I'm gonna move it away just to make sure that's the one that's selected, that it's the correct one, and tap again, click on delete. So far so good. We've changed the color of the covers and the spiral as well. The next thing I want to do is I want to change the font of the tabs, and really I want to change the color more than the font. So first I will change the color, see if I like it, and if I don't, I can change the font as well. I'm gonna select a word, in this case January, just double tap on that word and it'll be selected. Then go to your paintbrush again and then go to the option that says text. And here, as you can see, you have the color that is currently selected. It's like this dark gray. Tap there, and I want a white. Now I can't really see the way it looks because this you have the link right above it, so I can't even read what the word says. So to see better what I'm doing, you can click on this little triangle, the play icon on the top right corner. It's the first icon on that area. So tap there and the window will grow, and then you cannot see the links anymore, but you can see everything that you have designed so far. So I think that, I don't know, this white might be too faint. However, what I will do is I think I will change the color of the tabs. So for now, I'm happy with the white, and I will change all of these tabs to white. I will follow the same process, and I'm just gonna speed this part up. By the way, if you're using your Apple Pencil, it's a little harder with your finger, but if you're using your pencil, if you just tap on the word, it'll be selected, so you don't have to double tap. That's when you want to edit the text. But if you just want to select it so you can change the color, you can just tap once on the word. Alright, so I changed all of the text to white, and next, if you wanted to use a different font, I didn't mention it, but it would be exactly the same way. So select the text, go to your paintbrush, and then here where you have the option to change the color, you can also change the size or you can change to italics or crossed out word or underline, all these options. And you can also change the font. So just click on the name of the font and then select a different font. In this case, I think that I can use this one. Again, I'm gonna click on my play buttons to see what it looks like. I think it's a little bit big, so I'm gonna try and make it a tiny bit smaller. So to get out of here, just pinch in with your fingers, both fingers at the same time, and you will exit the preview mode. So I will select this word again, and then just change the size, and let's see how that looks. Yeah, I think it's better. Again, get out of there. And now before I go on and change all of my text, I will actually change the color of the tabs to see if white is even a good option, because if it's not, then I don't want to like change all of the text to a different font and then realize that I also need to change the color. So select the tab again just by tapping on it, and then go to your paintbrush. This time go to where it says style. As you can see, this is the color that's selected, this light green. So tap there, and I want a purple. So again, I'm gonna drag my color picker, and then I'm gonna select the color of the back cover just as a starting point. Then tap on your paintbrush again, and then click on the fill color, and I'm just gonna make this darker. This is my personal preference. You might have your own. You don't have to follow this method, but this is what I do just to make sure that the colors look harmonious and they don't get lost because they're very similar. So I think for this particular case, I'm only gonna pick 2 colors. So I have my first one, and then for the second one, again, I'm gonna use my color picker, and then I will make it lighter this time. So let's see, I think I need to go this way. Just play around. I think that's something like that. And of course, this does not have to be purple. You can go to yellow if that's what you want. That's totally fine. But let's see, I'm not entirely happy with this. Maybe there, that's like different enough, I think. Again, click on play to see what it's looking like. I think that's okay, I like it. So pinch back to get out of there. And now that I'm happy with my colors, I'm just gonna go around and change the color of each of the tabs. I know this looks like a lot of work, and it kind of is just in the beginning, but after we have this first page ready with all of the tabs and the paper clips and everything ready in the colors that we want, we will just copy the whole thing and paste it onto the next page. So you'll see it's not as terrible as it sounds, because this is like so many pages. Don't worry, you do not have to do one by one. You do have to copy all of the shapes and paste them onto the next page. Yes, you do. And actually, well, that's what it takes to build your own planner. So just be patient. Right, so another thing I do want to do as well is change this text to the same font as the previous tab. So again, I'm just going to go to where it says text, select the font that I want, and then I believe they changed the size too by 2 points. So just do that as well. So I'm just going to do both of them as I go at the same time. Alright, if this happens, what just happened that you can tell, I'm gonna drag this outside here so you can see. The box is not big enough for this particular word, so you just have to drag this point out to have enough room for the word, okay? Drag it to the right and you will have more room. However, you don't want to make this super big, because if I place it like here, then as you can see, it's gonna get on the way of the words that are on the side. So you do want to keep it where you need it, so not too small so that the word doesn't fit and it creates a second line, but not bigger than it needs to be. So right at the edge, that's where you want to keep it. And then bring it back to its position. And actually, before I bring it back, I can just tap on the tab, because I don't have the text on my way. It's gonna be easier to select it, and then change the color as well. There we go. And then I can bring my text back here. Right, another thing I want to mention, Keynote is like really intuitive, so whichever color you used before, it's gonna be saved here. So instead of using my color picker every single time and trying to find the color, I can just tap on this color, because it saved my most recent colors. So for right now, the last two is the exact same colors that I'm using for my tabs. So right now I have all these colors that I've used, so just find the one that goes with each of the tabs, and then you can just tap there instead of like dragging your color picker every time. So when you can't access a tab because the text just keeps getting in your way and getting in your way, just tap and drag it away, so then you have access to the tab. Then you can comfortably change the color, and then you can bring the text back. Alright, so I changed the color of all of those tabs. Now I'm gonna move on to the tabs on the right, and this is the time where you could also change the icons or the characters that are on these tabs. So I think that these tabs are like very small to have any actual word written on them. However, I want you to know how you can rotate the text to match your tabs. So I will show you how to do it, even if I don't do it right now. So tap on this word that you have. This is the font that I want. This is the size maybe that I want to use as well. So it's a good idea to just copy this text. So tap on it, then click on copy. Then tap on the gray area, tap and hold. Click on paste, and then you need to rotate this word. So to rotate my text, I have to use my fingers and rotate it the same way as I would rotate an image in any other app. However, this is kind of hard to do because my fingers are like too big. I can't really seem to get it. Let's see, it's a very small word, so don't worry, we can do it another way. So I'm just gonna get rid of this word for now, delete. Then click on the plus sign, click on where it says text, and that's gonna bring you a brand new text box. So write your text here. For example, I'm just gonna number these labels, so I'm gonna label the first tab number 1. Okay, then select that text. Now before we change the color of this text and make it white, because we won't be able to see it, and before we change the font or anything, just zoom in, and then with your fingers try to rotate it. And the problem with the other text is that I couldn't zoom in up here in the gray area. When you do that, the screen automatically like pushes you down, so you can't really be zoomed in over there. And also, if I brought the word down here, I couldn't see it because it was white. That's why we created a brand new text box, because we can change the color and font at any time anyway. So then just delete the original icon that you had here. So I'm just gonna tap on it, delete, and then I'm gonna bring my new text and try to place it right here in the middle. You have these guides that kind of like help you snap the item to the middle of the other items. They're like aligned with the tabs and everything else. Alright, then go to your paintbrush and then select the white color, and you can change the font here as well. And then since I like this, first of all, I'm just gonna delete all of these other ones that I don't want. So just tap and delete, tap on the number, click on copy. Then again, I have to make it small so that I can find this gray area. Tap and click on paste, and I need one more, so tap again and click on paste. There you go, and then I have 2 of those text. I can't help it like trying to zoom in, but you can't really do that here. It's kind of annoying. Select my text, go to the paintbrush. So I will just do the same for these other 2, and you can recenter. And actually we can try and change this font just to see what it looks like. You have all these different fonts, so it's hard to find the one you want because you have so many options. But if you scroll all the way up, you're gonna have the recent fonts that you've used. So I can find the fonts that I was using right here, so that might be easier. And actually these little like asterisks with this font looks cute, so I'm gonna change them as well to that particular font. Just tap, go to your paintbrush, click on the font name, swipe all the way up so you find your recents, and then tap on the name of the font that you want. And then this goes a little bit up. I'm gonna bring it down a little bit. That's it. Alright, now if you're wondering, this page is an image, is a PNG image, so this is non-editable. If you wanted to create your own calendar, you can definitely do that. You would do it the same way that we just added the text. So click on the add or the plus sign here in the top right corner, then click on text. Then you would write January. You can copy this and then paste, and then you would start writing, for example, the name of the days. And you can start arranging this so you can create your own calendar. Then you would keep adding text boxes and start adding the numbers of each day, each month. Alright, so we're almost done with the spread. We just need to change these colors. I almost forgot of these tabs over here on the right side, so I'm just gonna go and do that right now, same way as we did before. I have the recent colors that I've used save over there, so I'm just gonna use those. Again, if it's hard to find the tab, just move your text away, click on the tab, and then you can edit it, and then bring the text back. Okay, so now I have the covers, the spiral, the tabs, and the text exactly how we want it to be throughout our planner. The only thing we need to change of this whole spread right now is the clips up here on the right side. So we're gonna do that in the following lesson.